Recording. Well, good morning. Welcome to 9 a.m. Vinyasa. I'm Misty, and it's another warm, sunny day. I'm fairly new to the studio, so I am still working on getting to know everybody. So we're going to start today with knees wide, toes to touch, arms lengthen in our child's pose. Oh, block. Yeah, go ahead, grab a block, whatever you need. I always recommend grabbing a block just so that you have one. And just begin to settle in, taking deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Finding your Ujjayi breath with the constriction in the back of the throat, kind of like making ocean waves in and out of the body. I've been diving deep into the mantra, as above, so below, so within, as without. And this speaks to how our inner world is directly connected to our outer world. Our inner environment is reflected outside of ourselves and manifested and attracted. If we tune into the spiritual tools the universe gives us, we can repair our wounded cells and bring light into the world. We are here to grow and evolve through our human experiences. And as above, so below reminds us of the power we hold. When everything done is with intention, we can make better choices, change how we see the world, and love each other a little bit deeper. On your next breath, start to walk the hands over to the right side, placing the left hand on top of the right. Feeling a length, maybe the chest spirals out towards the left, taking a peek under your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, walk your hands over to the left, placing the right palm on top. Again, you can spiral the chest open to the right, taking a peek under your shoulder. And exhale, come back to center. On your next inhale, send the shoulders up to stack over the wrists, hips over the knees for tabletop. And just take any movements that come organically to you here. Maybe you sway the hips from side to side. Maybe take big barrel rolls with the torso. Pedal out the feet, whatever feels good here. And then come back to your neutral tabletop. Inhale, draw up through the chest, lift the crown of the head, drop the belly for cow. Exhale, round through the spine, tuck the top of the head down towards the mat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, pull the hips in, drop the head for cat. Just take a few more rounds on your own. Inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. Using your breath to connect you from one to the other. And then come back to center. Tuck the toes and lift the knees about 2 inches up off the mat. Starting to fire up through the core. Maybe shifting your weight forward and back. Feeling tapas, internal fire. And then come back to center. And send the hips high for your first downward facing dog. Paddle it out here. We're just slowly waking up through the body. Bending one knee, then the other. We're coming up high onto the toes, dropping the heels from one side to the other, just lengthening through the IT band. And then come to a neutral downward facing dog. Gaze towards the top of the mat. And exhale, take as many baby tiptoes towards the top of the mat as you can. And then hang in a ragdoll pose. Maybe swing from side to side. You can reach for opposite elbows. Interlace the hands behind the head. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. And then on your inhale, slowly rise, stacking the vertebrae one at a time to a mountain pose. Palms shine forward. Engage to the soles of the feet. Inhale, arms come up overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, cactus out the arms, open up through the chest. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Create a number 7 with the body. Roll the shoulders back and together like you're holding a coin with your shoulder blades. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back for high plank. Feel a long line of energy from the soles of the feet through the top of the head. Shift your weight forward and slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Hands are right underneath the shoulders, zip up the legs, press firmly through the tops of the feet as though you're lifting up the knees just slightly. And with little to no weight in the hands, slowly rise for baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. We'll take 2 more rounds. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Retuck the toes, press through the palms, come back down into your downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain, open up through the chest. Exhale, cactus out the arms. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands at heart center. I invite you to close your eyes or take a soft gaze. Set your intention for class. My intention for class for today is coming back to the idea of as above, so below. In the beginning of all change happens with awareness of our feelings. Taking an honest look, what is working or not working. And if yoga is the dance of life, how can you relate those balances and harmonies to your practice? What is working, what isn't, what is in balance? And you can either let it all go or use these thoughts to help you move, find rest, and grant yourself grace. As above, so below. Inhale, arms come back up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. And then take any version of the half series as you want. You can take that baby cobra, maybe move to high to low push-up. Inhaling for upward facing dog. Exhaling for downward facing dog. You can skip this all together. You can take child's pose, whatever feels calling to you. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, cactus out the arms, open up the heart. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back, half series of your choice. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale for crescent moon. Shift your hips slightly forward, feeling length through the front of the hip flexor. Exhale, cactus out the arms. Take a mini back bend. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, straighten through the front leg. Hands frame the top foot for half splits. Maybe your right toes pop up off the mat. Inhale, come back to a neutral low lunge. Left hand plants, right arm lifts for a dragonfly twist. Inhale, rise up with the torso, coming to a revolve low lunge. Tuck your back toes. Start to engage through the legs and slowly lift up into a revolve crescent. Inhale, left arm lifts for reverse revolve crescent. Exhale, windmill the arms around, come to a warrior two, facing the top of the mat. Sink down into that right leg. Maybe pull it out towards the right just a little bit, feeling some openness through the hips. Reach forward with the fingertips. Exhale, extended side angle. Core keeps you lifted, feeling a long line of energy. Inhale, reverse. Stay low in that front knee. Back arm takes either a half bind or reaches for the back leg. Exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten through your front knee. Reach forward with the fingertips. Exhale, triangle pose. Keep a micro bend in that front leg. Broaden through your collarbones. Maybe the top arm reaches a little bit further back. Inhale, rise, five-pointed star facing the long edge of the mat. Strengthen through the legs, and maybe take a little heart opener by reaching back with the arms. Exhale, tee out the arms and come to a forward fold. Release the spine. Ground down into your right hand. Left arm lifts, finding a twist. And left arm sweeps through, threads under your opposite arm and reaches for your right leg. Put your hand around your ankle and right arm lifts, having a bound twist. Right arm comes back down, release your left hand. Then left hand lifts. Or right arm lifts, right arm lifts. Going the opposite way. And then thread it through towards your left ankle. Now your left arm lifts, finding a twist. Release the hands, walk back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Tee out the arms. Inhale, rise with a flat back, back to your five-pointed star. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, Skandasana to the back of the mat into your left foot. Maybe your right toes pop up. Chest is lifted. Exhale, Skandasana over to the right. Left toes pop up. Find your balance. And then hands frame the right knee and pivot your weight towards the top of the mat. Find a low lunge. Ground down into that right foot. And on your inhale, you're going to sweep everything up and over, and you can tiptoe on your way there and come to a one-legged Tadasana. Set your gaze, your center line of focus. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, wrap that leg back and around your right leg for Shiva squat. You can also place the foot down onto the ground. Inhale, back to one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, sink down for Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, one more time, Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Set the foot down, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Half series. Chaturanga Dandasana or any other version. We're skipping it all together. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step between the hands, low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck to the toes. Inhale, crescent moon. Sink the hips forward. Exhale, cactus out the arms, open up to the heart. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands frame the top foot. Sink the hips back, half splits. Inhale, back to center. Ground down to the right hand, left arm lifts, dragonfly twist. Inhale, lift up through the torso for a revolve low lunge. Tuck your back toes, engage the legs, and rise straight up for revolve crescent. Inhale, reverse revolve crescent. Right arm comes up. Exhale, windmill the arms around, warrior two. Maybe that left knee comes out towards the side a little bit. Sink down into the knee. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Taking half spine behind the back or reaching for the back leg. Feeling a nice side body stretch. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Reach forward at the fingertips. Straighten the front leg and come to a triangle pose. Keep a micro bend in that front leg. I'm gonna step around here. Inhale, rise back to your five-pointed star. Toes are actually gonna point towards the corner edges of the mat. Exhale, sink down for goddess. We're gonna sway it out here, moving from one side to another. Hands are gonna place on the inside of the thighs. Reach forward with the spine. Exhale, drop the right shoulder down towards the left knee. This is a nice gentle twist. Inhale, come back to center. Left shoulder towards right knee. Inhale, back to center. Inhale, rise to five-pointed star. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, Skandasana to the right, back of the mat. Maybe your toes pop up. Walk the hands down. Find Skandasana in the left, top of the mat. Hands frame that left knee. Pivot towards the top of the mat, low lunge. Inhale, sweep the leg through, maybe tiptoeing on your way to find one-legged Tadasana. Exhale to heart center. Wrap the right leg back behind the left, sink down for Shiva squat. Toes can touch down. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Set the foot down, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Half series if you choose. Otherwise, just meet us in downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise for chair pose. Sink down into the hips. If your feet are together, your knees are together. If your feet are apart, knees are apart. And interlace the hands up above the head. You can leave a steeple grip, releasing your pointer fingers. Ground down into the left foot. Step the right foot back. Not quite as far as warrior two. We're coming into a warrior one. Back foot is going to be at an angle. It's about 45 degrees. Sink down into the front knee. And then we're going to simply start to reach forward with the torso, coming up high onto the right toes. And then maybe you start to bring the right toes up and off the mat for toppling tree. Maybe the body comes parallel with the earth. Maybe it doesn't. There's no rule of what angle your body has to be in. Just imagine yourself as a one long plank of wood. And exhale, drop the foot back behind you, back into that warrior one. Straighten the front knee. And exhale, start to fold over that extended leg for pyramid. Hands release down onto the mat, frame the top foot. You can have bend in the front knee here. And just start to bring the chest closer and closer to the leg. Chin is tucked. Bring your hands back together. Start to fire up through the core. And just as you came in, start to rise back up to warrior one. Inhale, step the right leg back. Exhale, sink down into chair pose. Retake your grip if you've lost it. And send the left leg back into warrior one. Foot is at a 45-degree angle. Sink down into that front knee. Hips should be pointed-ish towards the front of the mat. And then start to lean forward, coming up high onto the left toes, finding strength through your right leg. And maybe those toes start to float up off the mat, hovering. Maybe they're at a 90-degree angle with the earth. You don't have to be. Beautiful work. And simply float that foot back down, landing into your warrior one. Straighten-ish the front leg and start to melt the heart down towards your front leg into a pyramid. Hands release down onto that mat. Start to bring the chest closer to the leg, tucking the chin. You can have a bend in that knee. Reconnect to the breath. Retake your grip. Fire up the core, and just as you came in, rise back up to a warrior one. I almost toppled over. And exhale, step the feet back together. Sink down into chair one last time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. Half series of your choice. And we're gonna flow that last part or the first part, just one breath per movement. Take what you need, take your own pace if you wish. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, float the hands down, half splits. Inhale, back to center. Ground down to the left hand, right arm lifts, dragonfly twist. Inhale, rise up with the torso. Tuck your back toes and rise up for crescent. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two, top of the mat. Inhale, reach forward with the fingertips. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front knee, reach forward with the fingertips. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise back up for five-pointed star. Exhale, hands to heart center. Skandasana over towards the left. Skandasana over to the right. Hands frame the right knee, pivot towards the top of the mat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, sink down for Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, drop the leg, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, half series of your choice. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, shift the hips back, half splits. Inhale, back to center. Retuck tuck the toes. Right hand grounds, left arm lifts, dragonfly twist. Inhale, rise up with the torso. Revolve for lunge. And rise straight up into your crescent. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward at the fingertips. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten the front knee. Reach forward at the fingertips. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, sink down for goddess. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, warrior, or hands to heart center. Sink down into the right foot for Skandasana. Inhale, Skandasana to the left, top of the mat. Turn to frame the front foot at the top of the mat, low lunge. Inhale, rise, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, sink down for Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. And our very last Shiva squat of class, there will be no more. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, set the feet down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, half series of your choice. Beautiful work. We'll take 3 deep connecting breaths. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. One last deep inhale. And exhale, let it all go. Shift your weight forward, come into a high plank. And exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Arms come alongside the body. Finding a mini belly shavasana. Bring the chin to the mat, arms alongside the body. We're setting up for our locust. On our next inhale, arms, legs, chest, everything rises up and off the mat, floating on that soft part of the belly, engaging all the muscles of our posterior chain. And exhale, lower everything down, bringing a cheek to the mat. Bring your chin back to the mat. We'll take a second round of locust, or if you prefer, you can bend the knees and reach the hands back for the ankles for a bow. So on your inhale, rise for locust or bow. If you're taking bow, kick back into the hands, draw the feet closer together. Maybe you lift just a centimeter higher. And exhale, release everything back down to the mat. Bring your opposite cheek to the floor. Maybe you bend the knees, windshield wiper the feet from side to side. And then bring the feet back down. Press yourself up to a seat. Take a sip of water, whatever you need here. How are you feeling? Good? Good. Awesome. We're just gonna do a tiny bit of core work. I should just not announce it because nobody gets really excited when I say that. So we're going to come into a boat pose. So tall spine, feet out in front of us. You can hold on to the back of the knees. And this is boat pose. You don't have to go any further than this. But if you want a little more, maybe you lift one foot, maybe you lift the other. Hands can come off the back of the legs for a little more. And if you want to take a flowing version with me, inhale, legs rise for high boat, or as I like to call cruise ship. And lower down for low boat or kayak. Inhale, come back to boats. Raise for cruise ship. Lower for kayak. 2 more times, back to boats. Raise for cruise ship. Lower for kayak. Back to boats. Cruise ship. Kayak. Back to boats. And lower all the way down for paddleboard. Wow, feels so good. Take a big good morning stretch. Raise the arms up overhead, point the toes, lengthen the body. Bring the legs up overhead for waterfall. Arms come alongside the body. Press the palms into the floor. Take a deep inhale, pulling the belly in. And exhale, start to slowly draw the legs straight down towards the earth. Once you notice your low back, lift up off the mat, bring the legs back up. Exhale, lower the legs. Once you feel that lift, inhale brings you back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One last time. Inhale, lift. And draw the knees into the chest, giving them a nice squeeze. Maybe rolling from side to side. And then drop the feet right in front of the hips. Getting arms come alongside the body. Hips are about hip width apart. Feet are about hip width apart. Of course, your hips are hip width apart. Press down through the heels. Inhale, hips lift up into the air for bridge pose. Maybe your hands reach for each other behind the back. Maybe you roll the shoulders underneath you, tuck the chin into the chest, finding a little more height in your bridge. Engage the glutes. And exhale, lower back down. Windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And then whenever you are ready, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, gaze comes to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise for chair pose. We've been here before, you know what your setup looks like. This time we're gonna start to bring our weight into the left foot, feeling rooted. And find one single point of focus, your drishti. And then start to rise up with the right leg. And exhale, draw it across your left leg, coming into eagle. Right arm comes underneath the left. You can wrap the arms, you can reach for opposite shoulders, whatever feels better. Foot can hover or touch down onto the mat or wrap behind the leg. Hug all the muscles towards the midline of the body. Beautiful focus, everyone. Inhale, rise back to your one-legged Tadasana. And exhale, sweep the arm and the leg back for airplane. Chest stays lifted like you're a plane taking off for flight. Bend into your left knee and softly drop your right leg back down. Heel stays lifted, arms come up overhead for crescent. Make sure your feet are on train tracks and not a tightrope. This will help with your balance. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Bow forward with the spine. Exhale, revolve crescent and hook the elbow on the outside of your knee. Hands move towards heart center. Finding a little more twist with the low spine. You can also drop the back knee for a deeper twist. Also helps with balance. Inhale, rise back to your high crescent. Exhale, hands come to the inside of the front foot. Drop your back knee, untuck your toes, and shimmy your left foot towards the top left corner of the mat. Find plenty of room for your foot to be out in front of the knee. Coming into your lizard lunge, you have a lot of options here. You can drop the forearms down to the mat. You can open up the knee over to the left, finding expansion in the hip. Or maybe you bend the back leg, reach back for your right foot. Whatever feels good here. Notice what internal thoughts or conversations you are having with yourself. What are those conversations telling you? And what is manifested in your world can be like an energetic mirror. Sometimes it isn't easy to sit with, but this is the soul work. And know that with each breath, You're bringing benefit to your body. Start to press the palms back into the mat. Retuck your back toes, lift the back knee, and step your left foot to the back of the mat in a high plank. Ground down into the right hand, left hand lifts for side plank. Lift the hips up towards the sky a little bit higher. You can also drop the knee if that feels better. And exhale, hand comes down. Move to your half series of choice. Whatever that looks like for you in this point in practice. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop or float, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Last chair of class, I promise. Start to bring weight into the right foot, feeling strong and rooted. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale for eagle. Leg wraps or touches down. Left arm comes underneath the right. Elbows are in line with the shoulders. Maybe you sink down, wrapping the muscles tightly together. Set your gaze, your center line of focus. Inhale, rise back to one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, sweep the arms and the leg back, coming into airplane, chest stays lifted. Exhale, bend the knee, drop the foot down onto the mat. Back heel stays lifted. Inhale, rise for your high crescent. Sink down into the right knee. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Reach forward with the spine. And exhale, revolve, crescent. Hook the elbow to the outside of the right knee. You can also drop the back left knee down onto the mat for a deeper twist. Inhale, rise back to high crescent. Exhale, drop the hands to the inside of the front foot, untuck the toes, and shimmy the right foot towards the top right corner of the mat. Again, take your version of lizard. Maybe it looks different than it did on the first side. And that's okay. Our bodies are rarely the same on both sides. Maybe the knee falls out towards the right side, coming onto that pinky edge of the foot. Maybe you reach back for your left foot. You come back to the breath if you've lost it. Maybe notice your internal conversation here. Grant yourself some grace. Say something nice about yourself. Start to press back into the palms. Engage the back toes, lift the back knee, and step the right foot to the back of the mat, high plank. Ground down into your left hand, right arm lifts, side plank. I love your modification. That's beautiful. Exhale, bring the hand down. Half series of your choice. Take your vinyasa. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips, open up through the side body. And inhale, draw the knee in towards the right wrist, coming into high pigeon. Untuck your back toes, take a peek over your shoulder. Make sure your foot is straight behind you. Toes point back towards your hip. Inhale, come to a high pigeon. Exhale, maybe you melt the heart down into the mat. Every inhale, maybe you find a white healing light moving into those places of tension. And with every exhale, maybe you imagine release or black smoke being released. Inhaling a white healing light. Exhaling dark smoke. Letting go. Press weight back into the palms. Retuck your back toes. And send your leg back into that three-legged down dog, shaking it out at the top. And set the foot down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. And then draw the knee in towards the left wrist, coming into pigeon. Back toes untucked. Take a peek behind your shoulder to see if your foot is pointed straight. Toes pointed back towards the right hip. Inhale, high pigeon. Exhale, find your resting pigeon. Press your palms back into the mat. Retuck your back toes and send the left leg high into that three-legged down dog, giving it a shake, bringing the flush of fresh blood back into the hip and set the foot down. Inhale, shift your weight and come down to your knees. We're going to stack the hips up on top of the knees. Hands come to the low back. And press the hips forward. And then maybe you start to lean back, opening up through the heart. Chest broadens. Engage the neck. Maybe you lean back a little bit more. Maybe you reach back for the calves. None of that ever has to happen. The most important thing is that you support the spine. Inhale, rise back to center. And sit back down onto your heels. Settle in for just a moment. And then bring your hips over to one side, bring the legs around. Inhale, arms come up overhead, feeling a nice tall spine. Feet are flexed, and exhale, begin to fold over your extended legs. You can have bend in the knees here. Reach for whatever point in the legs feels comfortable. And inhale, come to a tall spine, lengthen through the top of the head. And exhale, maybe find a little more depth in your stretch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Release your legs and slowly rise back. Arms up overhead. And exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your back. Once you get there, hug your knees in towards your chest, giving them a nice loving squeeze. Maybe rock from side to side, massaging through the spine. Maybe you reach for the soles of the feet, letting the knees come wide for happy baby. Maybe straightening one leg, then the other, for some ninja babies. And then draw the knees back into the chest. Hold on to the left knee. Allow the right leg to grow out long, coming down to the mat. Hold that right or the left knee. Maybe draw it out to the left side for just a moment, opening up through the left hip. And exhale, draw it over and across the body to the right. Left arm extends out long, gaze follows. You can hold on to that left knee or you can tee it out as well. Draw the left knee back into the chest. Right leg comes in. Hold on to the right leg and let the left leg grow long. Hold the right knee over to the right side just for a moment. And then draw it across to the left side, taking your spinal twist. Right arm comes long, gaze follows. Bring the knee back in towards the center. Hug both knees in one last time, giving them the deepest squeeze of all. Maybe draw the forehead in towards the knees, giving each leg a little kiss. Thank your body for being so strong for you each and every day and through your practice. And then as you're ready, you can begin to take up space for our final pose of Shavasana. If there's any last movements that you wish to take here, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, make yourself ready for Shavasana. Relax through the soles of the feet and the toes. Ankles fall out to the sides. Legs, knees, hips. Relax. Shoulders melt into the earth and your breath is easy. Arms, elbows, wrists, relax. Palms of the hands and all your fingers. Release anything physically or metaphorically they were holding on to. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And thoughts are easy and drift by like clouds in the sky. by understanding and harnessing the wisdom of as above, so below, so within, so without, we can empower ourselves with honest self-examination and reflection. When we view life as soul school, we can approach the process of change and growth as an opportunity to play. After all, when we play, we raise our vibration and thus our lives. And by lifting ourselves up, we are contributing in a way to the larger whole. And if you're ready to move from Shavasana, maybe find some movement through the hands and the feet. Maybe the breath becomes a little deeper, feeling the belly grow, chest rise. And when you are ready, softly and slowly make yourself to one side, embracing the head with your arm. Keeping that internal stillness and quietude. Slowly, with great self-care, press yourself up to a seat, keeping the eyes soft or closed. Thank you so much for honoring yourself with your practice today. It was an honor to be here for you. And if you feel called to, you can bring your hands to heart center. I like to close class with the mantra, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. And this means, may all beings be happy and free. And may our own thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. The light and teacher within me honors, sees the teacher within you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Danielle. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and a great week. Stay hydrated. It's hot. That's it. Take your time. And if you have any thoughts, comments, or feedback online, please send me a little message. Otherwise,
Thank you.
Thank you.
be kind.